Restart playlist to try again.
were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Well, I wonder if you've had enough or not yet. I know that I have. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. I agree with the Zero Wise Men. Welcome to the DEProgram. It's not your normal Sunday, and today we're going to talk about the real Christmas story, some kosher disclosure from, believe it or not, the guy they call the Bishop of the Internet. Remember, you can go to realgospeltruth.org. That is my website. There you can get your nanosoma. It'll get everything out of you that's not supposed to be in you, except the Judeo-Christian fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control virus. That you're going to have to work on. But nanosoma helps with that. And you can also get your focused life force energy. They'll send you a high consciousness environment to your home, to your phone, 30 days free. You don't have to list a credit card. So we're going to talk about this real Christmas story today. Was a couple days ago the last Christmas? I don't know. Could be. We can always hope. And let's say hello to the faithful. 5 years off the air, over 50,000 people still following, and we're growing every day. So like, share, subscribe. It helps. YouTube, X, all the other platforms that we're on, Goyim TV. You're going to want to go to Goyim and sign up, because with the new year, there's a new Goyim, and it's going to be something good, baby. Goyim 2.0. So go over there and show some love to HT. Create your profile, and we are streaming live there as well. Let's say hello to Brandon. Thanks for being here. Places You Can't Go is here. Kylie Dugan is here. Nice to see you. A Gypsy I Am. Kirsten is here. JT is here. Bridget's here. Classic Homeopath from Europe. Always great to see our European guests. Smoochie is here. Broken Wrist and All. Just Frank. Always awesome to see you. Dead Wolf and all of his iterations in here. Satan Wolf, all those. Pyramid 7 says moist. Not sure how to respond to that, but thanks for sharing. We also have, who do we also have in here? We've got, I think I already mentioned Just Frank, but it's good to see everybody here. Lady Loudly Lost. Caesar's Messiah is a game changer. We've had Joseph Atwill on several times. Probably need to clip those up and put them back on. That's a good one. Scuba Meru is here as well. Milky Way Soul Tribe. Great to see you as well. And we've got Super Galactic. Nice to see Super Galactic. And Matthew Garvin checking in. David's dog spa. Don't worry, Rooney. There's no dogs here yet. Who else do we have in here? Gemini Ascension. Of course, Her Majesty is gracing us with her presence. That's always nice. That's always awesome. Jay Bing. I think we mentioned Kirsten. Desiree DeBellis 6766. She's in Shasta, California. All right. So, I work a lot, so I try to get on here as often as I can. We will have another DEProgram tomorrow night. Check the posts on the channel. I think we do it at 8:30. Not quite certain. But yeah, we do that, try to accommodate the people on the West Coast. We're also streaming on Goyim. Let's see how that's going over there. We've got the one, the only Nazario. We've got Space Waffen. Great to see him as well. Let's make Space Waffen a VIP as well. He deserves it. So here we go. We're ready to rock and roll. So this is a presentation that I put together. I think Colleen contributed to this and some other folks. But let's talk about this, the real Christmas story. And it's not just my idea that it's the real Christmas story, but it comes from this guy that's called Bishop Robert Barron. He is known as the Bishop of social media, the Bishop of the Internet, and he had this op-ed that was on Fox News. It caught my eye. I do try to survey the news and see things that catch my eye. Bishop Robert Barron, the mysterious fourth Christmas story of heaven battling evil. Whenever Christianity's battling evil, they're talking about me. They're talking about you. They're talking about the great heathen people. I prefer heathen to pagan. We're the enemy. We're the devil. So Barron's an American theologian, calls himself a philosopher, and he's a high-ranking member of the Catholic clergy. Isn't that interesting? And he was the host of a show called Catholicism, a documentary TV series about Catholicism that aired on PBS, the Putrid Broadcasting System. I think that's called Public Broadcasting System. If it's a public broadcasting system and it's funded by American taxpayers, then why are we contributing to the establishment of a religion when the great Constitution, the Bill of Rights, say that Congress shall take no actions or make no laws concerning the establishment of religion? Why are they helping establish religion and picking and choosing the religions? That's just my take. Again, he's called the Bishop of social media, Bishop of the Internet. His YouTube videos have been viewed over 151 million times. He has 3 million followers on Facebook. And he's been invited, here we go, this is interesting. He's been invited to speak about religion at the headquarters of Amazon, Facebook, and Google. All three of those places do everything they can to suppress, shadow ban, and kick off in many cases, including yours truly. Why? Why is he at the headquarters of those places speaking about religion? But I'm glad that Google/YouTube did allow us to get back on YouTube. And we try to tiptoe through the tulips a little bit. I know it's a little light sometimes for the folks over on Goyim, but hey, we do what we can. Space Waffen reporting that there are people talking about uniting European faiths with gods from Asia, such as Tibet, and Mongolia. They say that's the newborn faith. I'd like to ask your opinion on this new phenomenon occurring in paganism. I believe high subversion is happening in heathen circles, nationalist circles. I would agree with you 100%. There are some admirable qualities. You know, the fellow that we all love and can't talk about, he did have interactions with the folks from Tibet. Got to tiptoe through the tulips, but you remember we've talked about subterranean civilizations, Antarctica, Untersberg, and there is a strong Tibetan presence there. But we have to be very, very careful because most of these religions are contaminated to a certain extent by the Judeo-Christian fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control virus. So in my opinion, we need to be very, very careful. Spacewaffen, great question there. Nazario, thank you for sharing my X account. So awesome questions. We appreciate it. And here we are. Bishop Robert Barron saying it's the fourth Christmas story. So why don't we take a look at it? And I think it was really interesting that he was chosen to deliver what I think is a stunning kosher disclosure. And the real Christmas story, the last Christmas, it's a stunning kosher disclosure that I think signals that the end of Christianity as a world force is near. And in my opinion, the bishop of the internet has a job here to admit the truth and then try to spin it to frame the last desperate narrative of the last desperate offensive of Christianity, which is the Christian nationalism and Christian identity nonsense. So here he is trying to make sense of nonsense and trying to provide some inspiration for a war that's already lost. And if you look at this headline that I pulled, also came from a news aggregator that I look at that used to be good, now it's mostly trash. But we are seeing right now, and this was the day after Christmas, we're seeing the great unchurching of America. And they say that nobody listens to me. They say that I'm irrelevant. They say that nobody cares, nobody hears what I say, and yet nearly 3 in 10 American adults today identify as religiously unaffiliated, a curious 33% jump since 2013, which was about when I started. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. I don't take credit for all of it, but I do take credit for some of it. Sorry, Rooney, who's laying right here. It's a sorry dog that won't wag his own tail, so every now and then I got to wag my own tail. According to the Public Religion Research Institute, and that's quicker than almost any major religious shift in U.S. history, and it's happening across all racial groups, and about 4 in 10 Americans from 18 to 29 identify as religiously unaffiliated. That's 3 in 8, that's 11, that's an increase of 32%. Hey, Jessica. An increase of 32% since 2013. Again, coincidentally, probably means nothing, when the Christian whistleblower started his work. The Christian whistleblower. That's what I said. So, we are seeing the great unchurching of America. And I'm excited. I'm happy because that means good things. About 57% of Americans today seldom or never attend religious services. 60% of Americans today, Dharma Queen, nice to see you, seldom or never attend religious services. We know they seldom or never read the Bible, so now they seldom or never attend religious services, up from 40% in 2000. Woo! How about that? And folks, I've got great news for you. An unprecedented 15,000 churches. Deborah, nice to see you. 15,000 churches will close their doors this year. Only a few thousand are expected to open, according to denominational reports and church consultants. What am I saying? Connect the dots, folks. We are winning. The Illuminati is rising. What's the Illuminati mean? To be illuminated by light, to say no to governance by kings and priests, and to initiate a new order of the ages built on divinity, sovereignty, and freedom. More and more people are realizing they don't have original sin. Rooney's heard enough. They've got the spark of divinity within. They're realizing they're divine, they're sovereign, they're free. And they're getting up off bended knee to some foreign god. Kylie says, yay, I'm with her. Leading experts say that a church should expect to lose about 15% of its members year over year, a rate of 1.2 million people leaving churches nationally. That number's accelerating. Don't tell me we're not part of it. Boom. Good news. We're winning. Rationality is winning. The age of reason is back upon us. The age of enlightenment is back upon us. And we are creating a new order of the ages built on common sense and people selecting, choosing, aligning religiously or spiritually with what they feel is best for them. I've never said you've got to do what I say or do what I do. I'm saying figure out what works for you and do it. Why is Christianity saying, oh, you're going to burn in this place called hell that we invented if you don't follow us? Come on, man. Come on, man. We're winning, and that's good news. So here's a reality check. I don't care what that lying whore that runs Talking Points, Turning Point USA says. I don't care what Nikki, whatever his name is, Fuentes, Shapiro, I don't care what any of them say. I don't care what the mainstream media says. Facts are facts, and facts are stubborn things. The reality check is that there is no widespread academic or mainstream evidence of a large-scale national religious awakening occurring, says that Religious Research Institute, and the CEO, Melissa Deckman, told Axios, which is a news provider where I pulled this story, despite anecdotal. You know what an anecdote is? Well, my mother's brother's second cousin's best friend who knew their uncle that lived in a van down by the river in high school says that, oh, Generation Z is all returning to church. Those are called lies. They're not. Christianity's dying, and we heathens that want to follow our own gods, our own goddesses, our ancestors, our own reason, we are rising. Christianity is dying, and there's no evidence that this supposed great revival, they even did a fake assassination of one of their boys, and even that's not helping. Even that's not helping. There's not enough pyrotechnics. There's not enough tight leather pants. There's not enough makeup. There's not enough big hair. There's not enough Nicki Minaj. There is not enough fake crying to save Christianity. It's dying. Dead Wolf Resistance owns that van down by the river. Hey, you're one of the lucky amongst us. And because of these facts, the church is panicking. So here comes the bishop of the internet, and he's going to try and stem this tide, or at least mobilize their rapidly declining forces. But I'm here today to tell you and prove to you that the end of Christianity as a world force is near. The bishop's job is to admit this truth, spin this truth, and frame this last desperate narrative of this last desperate offensive of Christianity, which again is finding its main manifestation in Christian nationalism and Christian identity. I call these guys, especially Christian identity, the Jerry's kids of the white race. Of course, it's not just the white race, it's all races. Christianity is, 75-80% non-white now? But at any rate, and that's really an insult to Jerry's kids. I know it's kind of a base analogy, but it's funny. And, we try to do a little comedy here. And, of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take me seriously. But Bishop Barron is right. This Revelation passage that we're going to talk about, Revelation 12, is truly the other Christmas story, and I never really saw it until he pointed it out. It's the untold Christmas story. It's the true Christmas story. It's the real Christmas story. And the bishop, as often happens with our enemies, they overplayed their hand. And it really spells, as we break it down, the end of the Bible God spell. But the bishop knows there's no danger in his rapidly declining forces, no danger of them reading the Bible, no danger of them thinking for themselves. So they're willing to risk people like us seeing and understanding and growing and developing and becoming strong in order to try to rally their declining forces. Now, this italics here is the words of the bishop. He says there's 3 well-known accounts of Christmas in the New Testament. There's John's gospel, which kind of upsets Christians because it's a little metaphysical for them, probably the Gnostic influence. And I have reached out repeatedly to the great John Lamb Lash. I'd love to have him back. I know that he's not as young as he used to be. We're all kind of getting a little bit older. I know that he's over, I think he's into Spain. He's in Spain. Well, I never been to Spain. I have, but I just felt like a little Elvis might lift the mood a bit. But we're hoping to, and if you know John, the man, the myth, the legend, or John, if you happen to listen, please shoot me an email. We'd love to have you back on. And then you've got the gospel, so-called. And did you know, if you've been listening, you know that the word gospel, that is a heathen word. It predates Christianity by 1,000 years. That's why I talk about the real gospel truth. And it means the good news of the victories of the heathen people. And in one sense, it really ticks me off that they stole our word. And now when you say gospel, everybody thinks about the message of the fake Jesus. But on the other hand, it makes me mad at us. If somebody steals your bike, you can get mad at them. But if you left your bike on the front porch unlocked, who should you really be mad at? Most of us, says the bishop, when they imagine or depict Christmas, they manage to mash together Luke's and Matthew's renderings. But as the bishop says, I like that loudly lost. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Deborah says that she agrees. Maybe you're more intimidating if you've got no illusions to shatter. No doubt about it. But this 4th Christmas story found in the 12th chapter of the book of Revelation, and it portrays Christians and Christmas in Revelation, not abstractly, metaphysically, not quite straightforward either. It's more straightforward than the bishop wants to admit, which will show you highly symbolic, sort of apocalyptic, definitely. And the bishop says that it's a view of Christmas from God's perspective. Now, it's from their God's perspective, but yet, as Kosher Disclosure, they're really morphing, inverting, and putting their projection on what's really the gods and goddesses' perspective of Christmas. So let's jump into it. Chapter 12 of the book of Revelation commences, and I will be quoting the bishop, quoting the script. I know you call it a scripture, but I call it a script because that's all it is. And I'll also be adding some of my own humble additions as well. But a great portent, words really sign, and that's important, we'll talk about it, appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. Now, the bishop says that Catholic interpreters have consistently read this figure as the Virgin Mary, and he's right, they have. And if you notice that the Protestants are allowing themselves to be taken in by the Catholics and the Ortho boys, I know you call them the Ortho bros, I call them the Ortho boys, B-O-I, apostrophe yes, because we're about to see an explosion of revelation of latent homosexuality within Christianity as a whole, and even probably more so within the Ortho boys. And then he says that she, this woman who is pictured as the Virgin Mary, which I generally agree with, was pregnant and crying out in birth pangs in the agony of giving birth. Now the bishop says here's the Blessed Mother, summing up in her person, Mary summing up in her person the whole story of Israel. Hence the 12 stars suggestive of the 12 tribes. And she was about to deliver the long-awaited Messiah, this 11-year-old girl who'd been raped by the Bible God. Or was it a incubus, a succubus? Was it the high priest Caiaphas? Look back on this channel. We've spent the last couple of weeks going through these possibilities, and wow. I'm still of the opinion that the Jesus character wasn't real. It's a story. It was made up. And Christians, you're probably better to just let it be that way, because the only ways that he could be real, whoo, they are bad. Bad for you, good for us, hilarious for us. We love it. But then the bishop says there's an opponent, a cosmic foil. And I want you to understand something, folks. Yes, we're winning. We're winning this earthly battle for the hearts and minds of men and women. But we are not alone. We've got all the folk. As a white guy, the folk are my white brethren that refuse to bow the knee or that are getting up off the knee to that Judeo-Christian Savior and coming back to their gods and goddesses. But we also have kin. Those are people that are not white, that are also sick and tired of the fear and guilt, blood magic, Judeo-Christian, mind control matrix. Handsome Truth in the chat over on Goyim. Great to see the man, the myth, the legend over there. Handsome Truth says, this is my favorite show. Brother, I appreciate that so very much. Robbie J over on Goyim saying, I wonder if Erica Kirk's evil eyes are doing any of the work getting people off of Christianity. Robbie, they gotta be, right? All you have to do is be halfway intelligent, and you can see she's the new Tammy Faye Baker. Remember Tammy Faye Baker, Jim Baker's wife? She's the new Paul and Jan Crouch. Remember her? She's just the latest hoe. High-fiving Nicki Minaj. Come on. They got to be dumb. They got to be dumb. Valkyrie Freya, happy Yule to you as well. Robbie J. Ahmad on Handsome Truth. So you know what we're going to do here? Robbie J., we're going to give him certainly mod status here as well, mod. And, of course, you got to get that VIP status. And you know that HT's got all of that stuff too, right? So great to see you. Appreciate you all. And I don't want to get too sidetracked in the chat. Let's go ahead and get back into this. So there is an opponent. We're that opponent. But we're not just limited to our human folk and kin. We also are a cosmic opponent. We have cosmic forces on our side. I'm talking about our gods. I'm talking about our goddesses. I'm talking about our ancestors who are just as alive and real as we are here in the physical, but they're just in the incorporeal realm at this point. And did you know, as real as I am sitting here today talking to you, I also have an incorporeal, I call it the thetan, that gets us out of the spirit versus soul argument, which is just a Christian monstrosity. There's a real me that's not in physicality. And there's a real me that's in physicality. And I'm coming to you in a fasted condition. It's been a long time, right? Day 3 of a fast. Resetting myself, getting back to the ketoid straight a little bit. Fasting, great. I recommend it for you. But we have cosmic forces, and we've got some cosmic forces that some of you laugh at me about. We've got cosmic forces that are massed in underground locations like Antarctica They are masked and maybe under the Untersberg. Handsome Truths. Lady knows all about the Untersberg. She's a great German lady. She understands what's going on. Talked with her briefly on the phone with HT, and she knows what I'm talking about. Verification for somebody that's really there. And I've been there. I've done that. And I know some of you don't like the space talk. Whatever's out there, we've got forces that are there. Imagine what happens as more of us, humans, start coming back to our people, back to our gods, back to our goddesses, back to our ancestors. We start coming out of the fear and guilt, Judeo-Christian, blood magic, mind control matrix like HT did. We start realizing it's wrong. And I think even Gypsy Crusader says that he came out of Christianity. Don't know for sure. Might have been a troll. But what does that do to our ancestors? Ooh. Makes them get excited, right? And when they see us helping ourselves, then they step in and start helping us. I just got chill bumps. What does that do to our gods and goddesses? When we stop saying the name of Jebus, Crebus, when we stop worshiping things that are from another and foreign culture, and we start realizing who we are, what does that do to our gods and goddesses when we start saying their names? When we start saying, Hail Dagda, Hail Danu, Hail Dawn, Hail Bridget, Hail Morrigan. What does that do? It helps strengthen the cosmic forces that are on our side, and it sends signals to the mass forces, be they in Antarctica, Untersberg, space, Aldebaran, wherever they be. It lets them know, oh, these guys are starting to get it. And you see, our gods, our goddesses, our ancestors, the massed forces of heathenry that will help us to victory, they're not like this Jesus character. They're not like this Bible God. And we're not like Christians. Christians whine and cry and beg and snot and I got a hangnail. Oh, Jesus, help me. I got a hangnail. Our gods don't want people to do that. Do you know when our gods, do you know as a folk or a kin, do you know when your gods are going to help you? After you've done everything you can do. They don't help lazy people. They don't help effeminate men. They don't help bitchy, whiny women. They only help those that get up off their knees and start fighting the fight and doing everything they can do. Some of you might disagree with some of HT's methodology. I wouldn't do some of the things he does. But let me ask you, is he working? Is he doing? Is he trying? Well, yeah. And those are the kind of things. Find your thing that you can do. You don't got to be HT. You don't got to be me. But start doing something. And that's when your gods, your goddesses, your ancestors, and the massed forces that are on our side, that's when they are going to, sorry about that, HT, I got it. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And another portent or sign, and we're going to talk about that, appeared in heaven, a great red dragon, 7 heads, 10 horns. And the bishop says the purpose of this fearsome beast is entirely malevolent, bad. That's what we think we are. That's why we get the trolls, and that's why we get all of the crap that we get. Because they think that we're entirely bad, and to them we are. The Illuminati's bad. No, the Illuminati is exactly what we are. Enlightenment. declaration of a new order of the ages where we don't answer to kings and we don't answer to priests. We're divine, we're sovereign, we're free. And here's where the deception starts. These terrible people saw that the woman, Israel, Christianity, was about to bear a child, Messiah. All the Abrahamic religions are messianic. And if you've got any ideas in your mind about a Christ, a Messiah, you're still infected with the fear and guilt, blood magic, Judeo-Christian mind control matrix. You just are. Would you rather me not tell you that you're infected? What's the biggest problem that you have? What's the biggest problem that anybody in the world has? What's the biggest problem that you have? Oh, wait a second. Tell me the biggest problem that you have. The biggest problem that anybody has is the one they don't know they have. Boom. The one you don't know you have, that's your biggest problem. A gypsy psalm, I think it is. And if you're a white person, brown person, black person, yellow person, red person, and you're still following a Judeo-Christian God from a foreign culture, you've turned your back on your ancestors, you've turned your back on your gods, you've turned your back on your goddesses, you've turned your back on your own people, and you will reap what your alien race that you've allowed yourself to be engrafted into, you will reap what they are going to reap. And we want you to be with us. But that's your biggest problem. You don't even know it. But they say that we wanted to devour this Messiah as soon as it was born. And devour means to eat. They say we want to eat the baby. You know where I'm going to go with that one. Kylie says that money was her biggest problem. Well, the one you don't know you have, now you know that you need some money. We're meant to see something of extraordinary significance in this awful threat, says the bishop, that the arrival of the Son of God is met with enormous resistance by the dark and fallen spiritual powers. Raise your hand if you're a dark and fallen spiritual power. Raise your hand if you're a dark and fallen spiritual power. I am a dark power. I am a fallen power. I am a spiritual power. I am here to resist this so-called Son of God that they've created to deceive my people and your people. Raise your hand if you are part of these fallen spiritual powers. So let's get into this. We want to devour their baby. He ate the dango, ate the baby. What was that show? Sigourney Weaver. It was some movie. The dingo ate the baby. They say we're the dingo. And give Bishop Barron his due. He's very skillful in weaving his kosher disclosure here. He discloses that Christianity is essentially Jewish by connecting the woman with the 12 stars to Mary, which is correct, to Israel, which is correct. He discloses that Christianity is Jewish, and it doesn't matter how you try to twist it and turn it. Christianity is Jewish, and if you worship Christianity's God, then you have engrafted yourself to the Jewish race. I love it, Kylie. She says, I'm a member of the Black Sun tribe. Boom. Me too. Me too. And he also discloses that Christianity has a continuing enemy. That's us. And he discloses that, loudly lost praise to Joe Pesci. I don't know if I'd do that. And HT says I need to do longer shows. I'll allow myself some rabbit trailing here. Why do we pray to anyone? Why do we pray to anything? When you pray to somebody, when you pray to something, you're lowering your status. You're divine, sovereign, and free. Why would you pray to something? Pray says, I'm weak. He is weak. I am weak, but he is strong. Pray says, I can't make it without somebody else. That's probably your biggest problem. Why are you praying to anybody? Why are you praying to anything? Begging, whining, crying. Why? You're divine, sovereign, and free. Now, I have communication with my deities, with my ancestors, but I ain't praying to them. And guess what? Any real God, any real goddess, any real ancestor, they don't want to hear your damn praying. Trusker20 says, what about praying to pagan gods? Trusker, have you ever wondered whether the pagan gods want you to pray to them? Have you ever asked yourself if this whole idea of praying should be preying? Great one, Kylie. Have you ever wondered that this praying is a Christian lie? You got it. It's just like praying to the Jewish God. I'll tell you this right now. Pagan, heathen, our ancestral gods, they don't want anybody praying to them. And the best way to make sure that your gods, your goddesses, or your ancestors don't listen to you is start praying. Because they know that you're still lost in the Judeo-Christian fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control matrix. They know that you're not ready to get up off your knees. They know you're not ready to start doing anything that's real. They know you're not ready to start working. They know you're not ready. And they know that we're their enemy, and they know that we're dangerous. Why do you think the whole issue over at Goyim is happening? Because they know we're dangerous. Robbie J says HT's methods work on a certain segment of folks for sure. Agreed. And guess what? We need all segments of folks, right? We need more segments of folks, not less. Jelaine Maxwell and the dingo ate my baby is a interesting side rabbit hole. Ooh, I got to write that one down. Jelaine Maxwell and the dingo ate my baby. I call her Jizz. Jelaine Maxwell, dingo ate my baby. That sounds like my kind of rabbit hole. Great to see some people showing up over on Goyim. Allegedly, the baby was killed by, entertainment purposes only, right? Robbie J reporting. Allegedly, the baby was killed by, and this is just opinion, entertainment purposes, was killed by the G-Lane and her friend in Australia as a ritual. But when the remains were found, the baby's mom thought it was a dingo that did it. Ooh. WP110, I'm on YouTube, says HT is doing the right thing. I agree with that 100%. Says this message is very powerful. I agree with that 100%. I don't do everything that HT does. I wouldn't do everything that HT does. But I agree. He's doing the right thing. His message is very powerful. We need HT in our movement. Jeff, didn't you used to make videos against HT? Yeah, I did. And the thing about being right most of the time is that when you ever are wrong, people make a really big deal out of it. I was wrong. Any man that can come out of the fear and guilt, blood magic, Judeo-Christian mind control matrix that was making him a lot of money, that's integrity. That's integrity. So, we move on. Thank you. I love you too, brother. So, this is a diabolically elegant kosher disclosure. The dragon's waiting to eat the baby. I'll be over at Handsome Truth's place here in a few days. We're going to have a good time. A gathering of the folk. So you remember how it said that the dragon was sitting there waiting to eat the baby that Mary was going to produce? Well, this goes back, and if you've watched our last few videos, you've seen it, our last few streams. This goes back to the great Martha lie that was crafted by Flavius Josephus, the traitor, and it's a disclosure that is virtually transparent, as no one within Christianity still has the intellectual ability to see it. Yet, it still meets the universal requirement of disclosure. And I wish that somebody could tell me and help me with this. It just seems like there's some sort of a universal law, and I don't like things that I can't prove, but it seems like there's some sort of a universal law that they have to tell us the truth. They hide it, they twist it, they cover it, but they've got to tell us the truth. I'm not sure why, but it's kind of what we do, is show you this. I don't completely understand it. There's no hard receipts for it. Yet it still seems to make sense, because why would they give us this disclosure if they didn't have to? Now, they are psychopathic. They are possessed of a twisted sense of humor, and they do like to make fun of us. And what better way to make fun of people? How would a ritual kill someone like a wild dog? Well, they said the wild dog killed the baby. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, Space Waffen. Why would they disclose things unless they had to? But let's look at it. A great sign appeared in the heaven. That's the original Greek in Revelation 12. A great sign appeared in the heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, moon under her feet, crown of 12 stars, blessed mother, whole history of Israel, about to deliver the long-awaited Messiah. The word sign, this is very important. The word sign is this word right here in your Strong's Concordance, 4592, Simeon. Sounds a little bit like semen. Weird. What does it mean? It means sign, miracle, token, indication. So here's the bishop of the internet saying that this great revelation of the real Christmas story is that a sign appeared. A sign, a miracle, a token, an indication appeared in heaven. And the bishop's saying we should look at it, we should celebrate it, it's teaching us, it's showing us. And it is, but not like the bishop says it is. Oh, the Bible has no contradictions. It's 100% true. Well, explain this to me, Mr. Christian. Explain this to me, Miss Christian. A sign appeared in heaven. A sign is a sign, a miracle, a token, an indication. But here's the little baby Jesus in his little frilly golden diapers. I guess he's a little older than that. He said, only an evil and an adulterous people seek after signs. Same word. Here's the bishop of the internet. Christians, look at this sign, celebrate this sign, learn from this sign. What does that tell us? Everybody, according to Jesus himself, says that only the wicked, the evil, the adulterous seek after signs. The word for evil is paneros, evil, wicked, bad, malicious. The word for adulterous is adulterous. This is what I mean by kosher disclosure. Here's the bishop of the internet saying, hey, all you Christians, look at this sign. He writes an op-ed on Fox News. Look at this sign. Everybody look at this sign. Sign, sign, everywhere a sign. Everybody look at the sign. What is that a sign of? It's a sign that Christians who he's appealing to, Emperor Waffen, are what? If they're seeking a sign and the bishop's telling them to seek the sign, then what are they? Evil and adulterous. Which one are you, my Christian friend? Are you evil or are you adulterous? Likely both. And as the bishop said, that this Revelation 12 Christmas story is from their God's perspective. Well, if your God is wanting you to look at signs, and his only son said that the only people that look at signs are wicked and adulterous, what's he saying about you? If it's the view of Christmas from God's point of view, then it's also the view of Christians from God's point of view. It's the view of Christians from the highest possible point of vantage. So here's the bishop of the internet disclosing that the God of the Bible believes that Christians are wicked and that Christians are adulterous, and he's just using them. Do you want to be used and abused? Some of you do. You're a little bit freaky, a little kinky, but not in this way. Can we stop the nonsense? Jesus was Jewish. We all know it. And the entire messianic complex is Jewish in origin. Whether it's Judaism, Christianity, or Islam, the entire messianic complex is Jewish in origin. And if you're waiting for a Messiah, if you're looking for a second coming, then you're Jewish too. And you have the right to be. But then he says we hear of an opponent. The wicked and the adulterous know they got a fight on their hands, and they're terrified. They know that they're fighting and facing a fiery red dragon. If you remember anything I say today, remember, you're a dragon. You're not just a dragon. You're a fiery dragon. You're a fiery red dragon. You're a badass. Oh, but Jeff, if I leave Christianity, I feel so alone. I feel so powerless. Well, you just got to look around a little bit. And let's think about it. If you're a dragon, how many friends you need? If you're a dragon, how much help you need? A dragon don't need much help. A dragon does what does a dragon do? Whatever the hell he wants to do. You want to be powerful? You want to be strong? Get up off your knees from this fake Jewish savior. Unless you want to be Jewish, it's up to you. But there's even more disclosure here, because the word dragon is an ancient Greek word. It's 1404 in your Strong's Concordance. A type of a serpent, of course. They want to say that we're the snake. But check this out. A dragon was known to have incredible insight, able to see through the bullshit. I'm a dragon. You're a dragon. If you have the ability to have the insight to see through the Judeo-Christian fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control matrix nonsense, you're a dragon. Oh, Jeff, we need the Christians. We need the numbers. How many dragons do we need to win? Did y'all watch Game of Thrones? How many dragons do you need? Not many. Not many. And not only could a dragon have incredible insight and see through all the nonsense, but dragons were able to spot their prey hiding in any place. That's what I've been the great red dragon. I'm the OG GRD. I'm the OG, the original gangster great red dragon. Because for 15, 16 years, man, Surfer Goy says, oh, yeah, we see through these illusions. You're right. For 15 years now, I've been seeing through the nonsense. I've been calling it out, and I've been spotting these liars, deceivers, everywhere they hide. Yes, I could identify them within Judaism, but I can identify them within Christianity too, within Talking Points or Turning Points USA, within all the places. And do you know the root word of dragon is the seeing ones? The seeing ones that run the world from behind the scenes. That's who we are. And they're disclosing this to us. I debate anybody, unless they're a presuppositional epistemologist, and then I'll debate them about that. Why do the Christians hate me so much? Why do they hate HT so much? Why do they hate you so much? Ooh, good for you, Kylie. Kylie's a literal dragon, astrologically. The wicked and adulterous, the Christians, hate us and they're terrified of us because we see them. And we're flushing them out from all their hiding places. They fear our incredible insight. They fear our ability to see through their lies. And those of us that have a platform, they fear us even more because we tell people about their lies and more people see their lies. And they want to say that we are using the governments and accomplishing this from behind the scenes. That's blatant projection and inversion. We're not hiding behind the scenes. We're up front and open. They hide behind the scenes. They're terrified to face us. And they're hoping to deceive as many Jerry Kids Christians as they can for as long as they can. We're right up front. Cynthia says sometimes too much. The dragon had 7 heads. 7 is a number of power. They realize how strong we are. And it's time you do too. 10 is a number of the 10 crowns. 10 is a number of completion. And the horns are symbolic of a divine, sovereign, and free, and enlightened and illuminated mind. We have our mind complete. Christians have given up their mind. They fear us because we know. And you know the old Bible verse that says, then you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. Then is now, baby. Somebody says, what do you think about Adam Green? I like Adam. Adam stays away from certain things, but Adam does a lot of good work. I'll leave that there. Adam does a lot of good work. Adam is helping. Ooh, does Merry Christmas help put Mary in your mind? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So they say we wanted to eat their baby. This is classic wicked disclosure, inversion, and projection. They are creating the false historical narrative and trying to use it against us because it was the Jewish traitor Flavius Josephus that invented this lie that Martha was a cannibal. No other contemporary writer ever mentioned it. It just shows you how diabolical this alien mindset is. Charles Giuliani is a little punk-ass bitch. Sorry, Cynthia. Charles Giuliani is a coward. He's a fraud. He's a liar. And he is more afraid of me than he is of a dragon. I asked him to come on and discuss his horrible, childish, nonsensical teachings about a certain guy that we can't talk about on YouTube that we all, really love. Oh, I got a bad heart. I can't debate because my heart. No, you just got no heart because you're a coward and a sissy and a liar and a fraud. Other than that, Trusker, I don't have any opinion about Charles Giuliani. Other than that, I've got no opinion about him. Sorry, that was a rant from old Jeff, right? That was a rant from old Jeff. This shows you how diabolical the mind is. Here's what I'm talking about. If you missed our last few DEPrograms. Flavius Josephus, who defected from Judaism, said he got a prophecy that Titus and Vespasian were the real Messiah, joined up with them, got adopted, watched 1 million of his own people die. Josephus gave us a prophecy of a distinguished lady acting shamelessly. Her name was Martha. We showed you how Mary got changed to Martha. It was in the War of the Jews, book number 6. And he said this lady was the fulfillment of Deuteronomy 28:47, and that she ate the flesh of her son and her daughter. In this case, she ate the flesh of her son, and she was eating him during the siege of Jerusalem. A certain wealthy woman named Martha, who couldn't get any food, took her infant son, roasted him, ate half his body, hid the rest. Some robbers smelled the meat cooking. When they came to kill her, she said, "Oh, look, just eat the rest of the baby." They said, "No, we would never do such a thing." She taunted them for being weaklings who couldn't do what a woman had done. Mary's actions create such horror that it was at this time It was at this time that the Romans decided to destroy Jerusalem. Josephus, the Jew, made up a lie about another Jew, and it blew up in his face, because when the Romans heard that the Jews were eating their own babies in Jerusalem, they had been trying to preserve all the architecture. Titus wanted to preserve the temple to give it to his dad, Vespasian. But when Titus heard that the Jews were there eating their babies, which there was no proof that there were, only Josephus, who's proven a liar, that's when he decided to destroy the temple. And not just destroy the temple, but pull down every block and even plow the ground that it was on and kill every damn person he could. So that is the lie that Josephus told. And here's more receipts that the Romans, who had tried to preserve the temple, now decided to burn it down. And they said that this horrid action of eating one's own child ought to be covered with the overthrow of the very country, and that men should not be allowed to live on the earth that are okay with eating children. People that are in such a desperate condition can never be recovered from that kind of crazy. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going with this? Josephus said that Martha killed her own son. Well, so did God. Christian, if you believe the Bible story, that God gave his only son to die. Now, there's some controversy. Did God murder Jesus, or did Jesus commit suicide? I know that in the Garden of Gethsemane 3 times Jesus said, please don't make me, please don't make me, please don't make me. And finally he said, okay, I'll do it. And of course it's all a story in a comic book. But it's a story of a father MK Ultra-ing a son to get him to commit suicide. But Martha, if Martha's so terrible because she killed her son, then so is God. He killed his son. Or let him be killed. Oh, Mary was so horrible, she ate the body of her son. What's the Eucharist? What's communion? Oh, Mary ate her son, she's so horrible. Well, God tells you to eat his son. She, just like God, gives the flesh of her son for other people to eat. And if you're a Christian, you're okay with eating somebody's son that they killed. They killed. Now, whether God killed him or he committed suicide, he was dead. And what does God say? Eat my son. Me, HT, the people that listen and watch here, we're like those robbers. We are like, why is the church skipping these verses? Great question, Emperor Waffen. Taking notes, thank you. Why don't you Christians have the integrity of even a robber and a thief? Those robbers saw that she'd eaten the baby and she said, here, have a bite. Do you want a leg? Do you want a thigh? And they said, no way, we're not going to eat that baby. We'd rather die than eat that baby. Those robbers had more integrity than you Christians. Because this God tells you to eat his son, and what do? You just open up, don't you? And in fact, John 6:66, right after Jesus said, unless you eat my flesh, you have no life in you. And this was on the heels of the lie that Josephus told about eating the baby. This was in these people's minds as he said it. Of course, it's a story he didn't really, but it's a narrative. And John 6:6 says, from that time, when he said, unless you eat my flesh, you've got no life in you, some researchers believe that has to do with the completion of the act of oral sex. Just throw that out there. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked with him no more. Why won't you, as a Christian, walk away from ritual cannibalism? Do you lack the integrity that even a thief has? Kind of answers itself, doesn't it? You Christians taunt us because we won't join you in your ritual cannibalism, eating the flesh of the Jesus character. You taunt us because we won't join you in ritual vampirism, drinking the blood of the Jesus character. We'd rather die than take part in your horrid deeds. And if you don't think there's a price that you're going to pay for your actions, you're wrong. I want to be very careful when I say this, but what happened to those people the first time and the destruction of Jerusalem, it's going to happen the second time too. And I'm not saying who's doing it. I'm just saying it's going to happen. As a result of that atrocity, the Romans decided to burn the temple and the city and to rid the earth of such a foul people. They correctly, in my opinion, reasoned that such a people should not be allowed to live anywhere on this earth. They realized and reasoned and reckoned that such a depraved people, once you're okay with eating flesh, once you're okay with drinking blood, you can never, ever be redeemed again. I think they were right. They reasoned that once a mind accepts vampirism and cannibalism, a return to true humanity is impossible. Now, there's ignorance. Oh, well, Jeff, I didn't know that I was doing that. I use HT because he's a recent example. He was a Christian. I'm pretty sure he took communion. Did he know that he was literally eating flesh, drinking blood? Did he know the spiritual significance of it? Well, he found out, didn't he? What did he do? He left. So does that mean HT can never? No. Once you really understand it in your mind, oh, shit, Jeff, this is real. Once you realize it's real, and then if you continue to do it, you cannot be redeemed. There's no hope for you. And there shouldn't be any place left for you in this beautiful and on this beautiful earth. And this just goes to show you what happens when they lie. Josephus invented this lie to keep himself from being executed and to ingratiate himself with Titus, which led to him being adopted into the Roman royal family. That's why he's called Flavius Josephus. The alien Josephus invented a horrific lie against his own people that resulted in the utter obliteration of their entire nation in 70 AD. He was willing to kill 1 million of his own people to save his own skin and sacrifice the great temple too. They did this once, and they're doing it again. The bishop's trying to say that we won't eat the baby when they eat the baby. They will sacrifice the foolish, engrafted heathens who have become Christians. Good news is you're getting invited to the marriage supper of the Lamb, you stupid, ignorant, heathen Christian. The bad news is you're on the menu. My coffee got cold. They're trying to beat us again with the same lie. Martha ate her son. Christians eat God's son. And even the robbers had greater integrity than to join this demented practice. How about you? Now that you know, are you still willing to do it? I am the great red dragon for seeing through their lies. I am the great red dragon for revealing it to you. What you going to do with this truth of the great red dragon has busted out all over you. And my opinion is that the great red dragon in Revelation, somebody asked me about Yahweh being a dragon, it's really a great red stag, not a dragon. That's my opinion. I think I can prove it, but probably not emphatically. But anyway, there you go. The bishop says that Jesus represents God's rescue operation, his attempt to set right this fallen creation. And this means that these forces, both visible and invisible, have a vested interest in maintaining the world, as it will go to any length to stop him. And he's right. There are forces, both visible and invisible, and we have a vested interest in keeping this beautiful world and in purifying this beautiful world from the alien influence that is destroying it, and we will go to any length to stop them. This is a remarkable admission by the bishop. And can I ask you just how it is that an omnipotent God wasn't able to keep track of his own creation? Could there be a stronger force than this Bible God? How did his creation fall? Because humans were deciding not to follow him. Fallen to them means free to us. What's really in view here is a human drama of selecting freedom or slavery. The bishop is right. Our forces, visible and invisible, do have a vested interest in maintaining a world of divinity, sovereignty, and freedom, and we will go to any length to stop the slavery to the Judeo-Christian blood magic, mind control matrix. And the bishop stops with verse number 3, very typical of today's pick and choose presuppositional Christian scholarship. We won't stop there. I want to stop now. But HT saying you got to do longer shows. You got to do longer shows. And I don't get to do many, so I probably should. Where a few dare to tread says, every time that I used to participate in communion, I felt so much anxiety because if you do this in an unworthy manner, you're damned. How do you eat somebody's son in a worthy manner? Ooh, that's the real question. Let's press on here a little bit. His tail swept a third of the stars from the sky. And we just read that 33% are abandoning the church. That's real prophecy. That's real prophecy. You see the disclosure? 1/3 of Christianity is saying we're out of here. And his tail, according to Strong's Concordance, is talking about the tail of an animal. They consider all that won't do what they say to do subhuman animals. The New Testament idea is that the tail is an instrument of destructive power. They think the tail is something that's base, deceptive, or subordinate. That's what they think about us. And the word appears 5 times in Revelation. And it always means satanic or demonic forces exercising deceptive and injurious power in the final judgment era. And they're right. To them we are satanic. To them we are the devil. To them we are the great red dragon. And I will wear that as a badge of honor. I am your devil. I am your Satan. I am your great red dragon. And I am doing everything I can to do what you say is deception, which is enlightening people. I'm doing everything I can to be injurious to your fear and guilt, blood, magic, mind control matrix. And yes, we're in the final days, and we're not slowing down. We're speeding up. They know they lost the first time back in AD 70. And they know that they're going to lose this second one, which is raging right now. And as soon as you figure out we're going to win, then we can get on board. We're tired of dragging you around. My back hurts from having to carry your asses. Come on now. Come on now. He swept a third. Forcibly dragged, hauled, or swept 1/3 of whatever the stars are. And trust me, HT knows it with the great CQ radio. I know it for the last 15 years. Taking 1/3 of the Christians out, it's forcibly dragging, hauling, or sweeping. It's hard work. But you know what? I'm done forcing. I'm done dragging. I'm done sweeping. I will throw the key into your cage. If you don't want to get out of the cage, stay there. I'm done with you. We don't need you. And he said it was of the stars from the sky, which means the rolled out heavens. This gives us the idea that it's not only the sky around the earth, but all the space of the universe. And sky makes it clear that this is a direct reference to Yahweh's forces in the universe. So I know this gets a little weird for some of you, but our battle's not just on earth. We're not just here to cleanse this enemy from the earth. We're here to cleanse this enemy from our solar system. We're here to cleanse this enemy from our universe. And we're here to run them back to the portal that they came in through and run them the hell out of our universe. And I think some of us someday are going to go through that portal and run them the hell down wherever they go, so they'll never do this again to any other people. Yeah, that might be weird. Thank you, Bridget. That might be weird, but boom. There is no negotiating with these people. Handsome truth. Speeding up, Surfer Goy. One-third of Yahweh's armada that invaded our universe has been forcibly dragged from one place to another. This was a huge hidden L for Yahweh that he did not want you to know about. And this harkens back to Genesis 6, and that's the key to understanding the true meaning of that passage, not the Jerry's Kids Christian identity nonsense. Don't have time to go into it. The sons of God saw the daughters of men were fair. One-third of Yahweh's invading army chose the side of humanity and deserted. This is why Yahweh and his Abrahamic religions hate women so much. Yahweh is such a loser that 1/3 of the force he brought to invade earth said, man, I like these earth people. I like this divinity. I like this sovereignty. I like this freedom. 1/3 of his army gave up, just like they're giving up today. I showed you the numbers. This is the real prophecy. Can't you see that? And the dragon stood. It was established. It was set in place before and in the face of the woman about to give birth, ready to eat up her child as soon as it gave birth. Here the deceitful Christians admit that heathenry was then large and in charge and in their face. Trying to be calm. I'm here to tell you we're still large. I'm here to tell you we're still in charge. I'm here to tell you we are still great red dragons. And when will we win? When we get back in their face. Oh, Jeff, you're too mean to Christians. Oh, HT, he's so hardcore. Until we get in their face, they will continue to run this place. Buck up, Buttercup, or get the hell out of our way. Lead, follow, or get out of the damn way. We will win again as soon as we get back in their face. We're getting in their face, and we're winning. The numbers prove it. Because when we fight, we win. And her little Jesus was snatched up, taken by force, plucked. Problem is, we didn't finish the job, and we're still paying the price for it. The greatest error of the white people is we're too nice to too many for too long. Time's up. We're through being nice. We want our world back. And we want some retribution too. And then there was a war, a battle, or a conflict in the sky, in space. They fought against us, and neither was their place found anymore in heaven. This confirms that now, at the start of the great last battle, we still have a place in heaven. I'm telling you, he's out there. Armada. Our ancestors are out there. Our gods are out there. Our goddesses are out there. They think they can cast us out. They've already said that we deceive the whole world. That's our Great Commission. Do you know the Great Commission, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature? That's for us. Gospel's our word. The Bible itself is revealing that the great heathen people are to go and teach the high knowledge, the high culture, the high religion, the high spirituality, the high morality of the heathen people to all the world. And they know that we're here. And they know that we're doing it. Revelation 6:11 says, each of them was given a white robe and told to rest a little while longer until the full number of their fellow servants were killed. This is the people that are trying to defeat this Judeo-Christian army. These are the people that had, like the Odahartes, my people, we never surrendered. The Roman army marched out. The priest came with the Roman soldier in the Christian Roman army, the Holy Roman army. Accept Jesus or die. We're the ones that said, we're dying. We're never going to accept your monstrosity. Those of you that have the ancestry that did that, you know what these people are saying. Dude, how much longer do we got to wait? How bad does it got to get? And our gods and goddesses and our ancestors say, hold on a little while. We got to wake these dumb, lazy Christian folk and kin up so they realize and get off their knees and start working. Then we can come help you. Just hold on. They're getting there. And they say that we only got released for a little bit of time to try to bring the good news of divinity and sovereignty and freedom back to this earth. And guess what? Even if they're right, that's all we need is a little bit of time. All we need is a little time, a small time, a short time. All we need is a puny, tiny, momentary fragment of time, just long enough for somebody to realize, oh shit, he's right. And it took Christianity over 2,000 years to steal, kill, and destroy their way to power. We will do it, and we are doing it, with the message of divinity, sovereignty, and freedom. My middle finger on my right hand hurts, so somebody snap their fingers for me. We're doing it just that fast in comparison to them. Woo! That's good news. And then the dragon persecuted, pursued, chased, and pressed the woman. We know who the woman is. And if we want to win, it's time to pursue, it's time to persecute, it's time to chase, and it's time to press forward, exposing the lies and the psychopathy of the Judeo-Christian fear and guilt, blood, magic, mind control matrix. If you want to make friends with them, if you want to hang out with them, if you're afraid of being mean to them, then get the hell out of our movement. We don't need you. You're holding us back. You're gone. Go. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle to go into the wilderness, to be nourished and taken care of from the face of the dragon. When we get in their face, they run away. If enough of them aren't running, then enough of us aren't in their face. And the dragon cast out of his mouth, that Greek means, and the dragon spoke boldly with water. Remember the Jesus character said washing with the water of the word. That was Paul in Ephesians 5:26. When we speak boldly, it's like a rushing flow of water out of our mouth that goes after the woman. We all know who the woman is. And when we speak enough, it'll flow enough that this woman, we all know who she is, will be carried away in the torrent of our flood. Now the earth, the world, is coming to the aid of these aliens. And they're trying to swallow up, gulp down our message. That's why I'm so shadow banned. That's why GTV and HT's work is so shadow banned. They're trying to gulp down all this water that we're bringing out to the people. But we keep casting it out of our mouth. More water. We need more water. We need more water. In case you didn't know it, this is war. And this is how you know if you're real and true or if you're just spiritually a Jew. And that's okay if you want to be. The dragon, the divine, the sovereign, the free, the great red dragons among us. We are wroth right now. We're exasperated, we're enraged, we're angry, and we're provoked with the Judeo-Christian fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control matrix, and we are waging war, battle, and conflict against their doctrine, against their mind poison, with the remnant. Who's the remnant? The remaining ones. Who's the enemy? Who are we in war, battle, and conflict with? Those that observe the commandments of the Bible God and hold to and are possessed by the testimony of the Jesus Christ character. If you're not on board with that, then let me just say, well, bye. Get the hell out. Don't need you. Don't want you. You hold us back. You wear us down. You tear us down. And you're infiltrators, and sooner or later you'll turn on us. Get the hell out. We don't want you. And we're going to run you out of our world. And it's going to be for the red, yellow, black, white, brown people that want to live divine, sovereign, and free, and not for you aliens no more. We didn't start this war, but we are fixing to finish it. We're fixing to finish it. To everybody in Goyam, it was great to see you here today. To everybody on YouTube, it was great to see you here today. I went a long show today. I plan to be back tomorrow night for another episode. And we might roll out, it's the Garth Brooks, a serial killer, if I can get finished with it by then. I'm serious, and it's some crazy stuff, folks. It's some crazy stuff. Maybe a little bit of a break for us, because we get really deep and strong and hard here. But I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. You're the last generation of real humans. You're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. Get up off your knees. Quit serving somebody else's savior. You don't have original sin. You've got the spark of divinity within. And this world's going to be better than it's ever been, sooner than even we can believe it, because we're remembering who we are. They're running, we're winning. It's time to embrace it. I salute you for being here seeking after truth, and I'll see you again tomorrow night. And I got some good news for you. It's time for some retribution.
Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.